Hey, I'm Rob Adler, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Jim Search and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate. And this week, we are busting out and learning about 2015's Clinton Correctional Facility escape. So it's kind of like we're learning about what's not upstate, because there's a couple of we're trying to not be upstate. A couple of
yeah. I mean, it's they start upstate, and I don't want to ruin it, but I'll tell you what, it does end upstate. This, let's just say the dream was to leave upstate New York. Sure. In this particular case, there were a dream wasn't realized. I'm going to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Y'all about to find out.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we're also about to find out how many of you guys rate and review the show and support the show. Come on, subscribe, throw us a positive review, throw us 5 stars, write a few kind words about the show. You can throw in a suggestion for your favorite prison escape that occurred in upstate New York. We just might talk about it on a future episode.
I was gonna say even throw in your favorite prison.
Oh, sure.
You have one. Let's say there's a prison you particularly enjoy. We could talk about that. There's a lot of prisons in upstate New York.
There are. Take your pick.
Take your pick.
There's quite a few. I think we've talked about this escape a little bit on a previous episode, but there's a lot more to cover. I think it was one of our more anecdotal based episodes where we just kind of briefly talked about it, but we're gonna there's a lot of ground to cover.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, should we pull out the dragnet and get to it?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. So the 2015 Clinton Correctional Facility escape was a jailbreak that took place on June 6, 2015, as you pointed out off mic. We're at the 10-year anniversary.
10-year anniversary, baby.
Yeah. This happened when 2 inmates, Richard Matt and David Sweat, were discovered missing during a 5:17 a.m. bed check at the maximum security Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, New York, United States. Matt was serving 25 years to life, and Sweat was serving life without parole, both for murder. The 2 prisoners had escaped by cutting a hole in their cell walls, gaining access to the utility areas behind and above their cells. Eventually, they cut a hole in a steam pipe and used the pipe to escape from the prison into the city sewer with tools obtained from 2 cooperating prison employees. Nearly 3 weeks after the escape, Nearly 3 weeks after the escape, Matt was found in Malone, New York, where he was shot and killed. 2 days after that, Sweat was shot and taken into custody. That prison escape, if you've ever seen, it's kind of like a combination of Escape from Alcatraz, which is a Clint Eastwood movie, and then also a little Shawshank Redemption too. Like, it's
gonna say very has notes of Shawshank at the end, where Andy Dufresne climbs through, was it like 3 miles of shit?
Something like that. Came out clean on the other side. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. However, the main difference between Andy Dufresne and Richard Matt and David Sweat is Andy was kind of a good guy.
Yeah.
As we're about to find out with our friends here.
Well, yeah, let's learn about Richard and Mr. Sweat, as I'm gonna call him. What a last name!
Sure.
Oh man,
sure.
So first up, we've got Richard William Matt. 3 first names. That's impressive. Born 66, and let's see, born in Tonawanda, New York.
Tonawanda,
suburb of Buffalo. Began receiving foster care along with his brother Robert early in life. A career criminal, Matt served recurrent prison terms in the 80s and 90s for various crimes, including burglary, rape, theft, and assault. Having first escaped from a group home in his early teens, Matt had a history of escaping from correctional facilities.
Which is going to serve him later on in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honing those skills from an early age. On December 3rd, 1997, Matt and an accomplice named Lee Bates kidnapped William Rikerson, Matt's former boss, from his home in North Tonawanda in an attempt to rob him. Matt demanded to know the location of a large sum of money he believed Rikerson possessed. He and Bates drove to Ohio and back for approximately 27 hours with Rikerson in the trunk of the car. My God. Periodically stopping to open the trunk to beat and torture their victim. Matt eventually killed Rikerson by breaking his neck before dismembering his body, throwing the parts into the Niagara River, and escaping to Mexico. Pretty grim things.
Yeah. This is a true upstate monster.
Yeah.
If we were talking about monsters in October, this is a motherfucking monster in real life, man. Golly.
Yeah.
This is a bad motherfucker.
Not the kind of guy you want to hear is out and about. No, thank you.
I mean, was the boss an asshole? I mean, do we know more about the boss? I feel like it's important to get an idea.
Sure. But I don't know. The whole dismembering part, I think, is where you. you
think that's a step too far? But
that kidnapping, broken neck, the 27 hours in a truck. We can, there's you can draw a lot of lines in the sand, I think. on that
okay,
one.
Yeah, I thought you were going to stop at the dismembering, but
no.
Or I thought that was the line, but it sounds like the kidnapping and periodically beating him up after 27 hours. And we're not even there yet. We still got another key player in the game.
Let's see. And wasn't even caught yet. So let's get to that. February 20th, 1998. While in the border city of Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Matt murdered a second man, Charles Arnold Perot, an American engineer working at a local factory. Matt tried to rob him and then stabbed him to death at a bar as he was using the restroom. Matt was soon arrested and given a 23-year sentence for murder in a Mexican court. In 2007, he was extradited to the U.S. to face trial for Rikerson's murder, where Bates testified against him, and Matt received a 25-year to life sentence for second-degree murder, with no chance of parole until 2032. That's a pretty hefty. It's a pretty hefty sentence.
That's a long time, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's not sweat the details. Get to David Sweat. It's all right.
We'll take it.
Oh no! David Paul Sweat, born June 14th. That's my birthday. 1980. Oh boy. Hey, you know what? I share my birthday with two lunatics. You can figure it out. There's a big parade. There's going to be a big parade that day for not me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
Anyway. David Paul Sweat was raised in the Binghamton metropolitan area. Wow.
Let's fucking go. Let's go, baby.
By a single mother,
get it.
Pamela Sweat, along with his two sisters. Sweat had a troubled childhood characterized by violent tendencies. After being sent to Florida to be raised by an uncle, he stole and wrecked his aunt's car and soon went into foster care.
As one is wont to do.
Sure. By the time they were in their late teens, Sweat and his cousin Jeffrey A. Nabinger Jr. were sporadically homeless. The two held short-lived jobs and became involved in the trade of marijuana. This is like the it's just a weird way to put it. Oh, I'm in the marijuana trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweat was known for elaborately planning burglaries he intended to commit with Nabinger, and they were arrested several times in the late 90s and sent to prison. In the early morning hours of July, Sweat, Nabinger, and a third accomplice, this was July 2002, a third accomplice being Sean Duvall, they burglarized a fireworks store in Great Bend, Pennsylvania to steal firearms.
Nice.
Yeah. Upon returning to New York.
Nice.
Oh, great. And then they went across state lines. They were spotted by Kevin Tarsia, a Broome County Sheriff's deputy, while transferring the stolen firearms into a parking lot from one vehicle to another. Sweet opened fire on Tarsia, hitting him multiple times before running him over with a car. My God.
God damn.
As Tarsia
my man.
That is one tough dude. As Tarsia was still alive, Nabinger shot him 2 more times in the face. Jesus Christ. Killing him. The 3 men were arrested a few days later. During the trial, Sweat and Nabinger both pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and received life without parole to avoid capital punishment. Duvall, who cooperated with authorities, was sentenced to 5 years in prison plus 5 years of supervised release. Unlike Matt, Sweat had no history of escaping from prison. Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Man, you hate to see this white-on-white crime, man.
Sure.
Woof.
This
is sad times in the Broome County area, to say the least. So we've got the 2 characters, right?
Mm-hmm,
we've got our 2 key players here.
The stage
right?
is set. The stage is set.
The stage has been set. 2 star-crossed lovers, Matt and Sweat, who are no stranger to violence and literally have absolutely nothing to lose. I can remember when this case broke, and many folks were, not many, but there's a small pocket of people who were cheering them on and saying, if you get out of prison, you should run. And, which part of me is like, yeah, if you get out, if you escape, and I think if you're gone, if you are able to be out for more than like 2 weeks, then you should be free. Like you got out, they couldn't catch you, game over.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fair.
Sure.
So speaking of escape, we're going to talk a little bit about the fateful night when Matt and Sweat took off. And that happened on June 6th, 2015. Matt and Sweat were determined to be unaccounted during their 5:30 a.m. morning count, having last been seen at 10:30 p.m. count the previous night. So a overnight escape occurs. It was reported that an external breach was found on the street approximately 500 feet outside the prison wall. The inmates had tunneled out of the facility. Matt and Sweat had been housed in Honor Block, a privileged housing unit that allowed them access to cooking stations, televisions, wall-mounted telephones, showers, and card tables in a cell house at specified intervals during the day. So they've been playing the long game here, right? They have been on good behavior until they said, you know what? It's going to be time for us to shine. Let's roll. Now, according to news reports, the escapees used tools from contractors to cut their escape tunnel during the nights and return them to their toolboxes afterwards. So this is, and we're about to talk about it, very akin to Shawshank Redemption, right? As we slowly are digging our tunnel, but we're coming back so as to not alert the guards.
Yeah, so, I want to. Do we learn how they covered up the hole?
That I don't know. What poster did we use?
Yeah. Or I think I may have read somewhere it was like behind the toilet, which makes it again similar, I think, to like Escape from Alcatraz. We'll
sure.
We'll just have to wonder.
Yeah. Well, the escape was very elaborate and has been compared to the 62 Alcatraz escape and the fiction novella and film Shawshank Redemption. Disgraced New York Governor Andrew Cuomo took a walking tour of the facility with publicity cameras present. Not surprised by publicity cameras being present for disgraced Governor Andrew Cuomo.
And God help us, hopefully not future mayor.
Not future mayor. we're putting that into the ether that he will not be the mayor of New York City. But in this moment, he was the soon to be disgraced mayor. Governor at the time. Authorities found that the two had planned to be picked up by a prison employee, Joyce Mitchell. Uh-oh, Joyce, what are you doing? What are you doing, Joyce? However, according to a relative, Mitchell developed chest pains and was hospitalized. We're going to learn more about that, though. A second employee, a prison guard named Gene Palmer, was also charged with aiding the escape. Palmer admitted to investigators that he had smuggled tools into the prison and did favors for Richard Matt in exchange for paintings.
Oh, okay. That's a weird... Hey, buddy, really like your art. What can we work out?
Yeah. What will land me? What could definitely land me in prison for a long time should I decide to continue down this road?
God, I hope they're good paintings. That's all I
hope. I hope they're worth it.
I hope they're great,
and I hope you get to keep them in your cell.
Oh, sure.
A note was left behind on the pipe the two escapees had cut to escape, reading "Have a nice day," with a stereotypical Asian smiley face wearing a triangular rice hat. You racists.
Wow. That's okay. That's a choice. That's a real choice.
That's a choice. That's a strong choice, right? Now they are out. They are living, I don't want to say they're living their best lives. They're living life.
They're living at large. I don't know if they're living large, right?
And now we are going to see what comes of the manhunt.
All right.
Rob, tell us a little bit about that.
So authorities began searching farms and fields around the town of Willsboro, New York, after receiving a tip that Matt and Sweat might have been spotted there on June 9th. Authorities spent June 9th and 10th retracing their steps near Dannemora after searching Willsboro, and also expanded the search to the border with Vermont, saying the two may have tried to flee the state. Authorities in Canada, including the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and departments along the border with the U.S. and Mexico, where Matt had previously been convicted of murder, were also alerted. The FBI, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the Bureau of, let's just say the ATF, state and local police, and the New York State Forest Rangers were all involved in the search, led by local police and the United States Marshals Service, working with prison officials. It's a lot of cops.
That's so many alphabet boys on the case.
Indeed.
Listen, Matt and Sweat, it ain't looking good, man.
No.
You can't have, and we're internationally.
Yeah.
We're talking now Canada and Mexico are involved.
Mounties have horses, man.
Y'all are.
Yeah, horses after
They do. Yeah, you've got, and animals.
Yeah.
Not only humans, but now animals are looking for you. Not looking good, dog. Not looking good.
Well, there's a $50,000 bounty, which was set for each inmate by Cuomo, and was subsequently increased to $75,000 when the U.S. Marshals added $25,000 of their own dollars to the pot for each escapee. There were no reports of break-ins, robberies, or homicides, but there were 2 reported sightings. I think we talked a little bit about this off mic, but like, man, if you were, I was in New York at the time. I don't know how, like, if you were like West Coast or in other parts of the country, how glued to a TV you were about this. But like, I had New York One on in the background, just like getting all the updates. Like, remember seeing, day to day, like, oh, there's a possible sighting. I remember all the buzz about like maybe they're in Vermont, etc.
Yeah,
it was real.
They're on
moment in
tour,
time,
baby.
Yeah, indeed. So let's see. On June 11th, a stretch of nearby New York State Route 374 was closed until further notice School classes were canceled in Dannemora and Saranac. And later that day, the number of officers present in the area near the prison was increased to more than 500 from the initial estimate of between 300 and 400. That afternoon and evening, after bloodhounds picked up a scent and authorities discovered a footprint and a wrapper, you gotta look. If you pack it in, you pack it out.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be leaving wrappers in that Adirondack wilderness.
Leave no trace.
Yep. Police began methodically searching until nightfall, a wooded area near the nearby town of Cadyville, New York. Police, however, said this was not a lead that produced definite evidence that the escapees were still in the area. Areas of the more populous nearby city of Plattsburgh and parts of Lake Champlain had also been searched, and billboards asking for help were put up in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and along the Canada-U.S. border. So we are very close to the Canadian border if we're like in Plattsburgh. Like we are not far. Like it's very conceivable they could hoof it to Canada. And also, it's coming up on one of these guys' birthdays too. You gotta figure if you're out on the loose, you got a few days to your birthday. You want to be out and about when your birthday hits, right? Like,
yeah, you hit up Dave and Buster's, man.
Yeah, dude.
See what's up.
Look, if you're
play some video games.
It's actually getting close to kind of both their birthdays, but if you're Richard Matt, you got to start thinking about a gift for old Mr. Sweat. You know, like when you get your buddy, you don't want to show up empty-handed. You know.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's hilarious.
On June 12th, the 7th day of the search, there were still no confirmed sightings of the escapees. Later that day, prison worker Joyce Mitchell was arrested and charged with aiding the escapees. On June 13th, the search included helicopters, all-terrain vehicles, and search dogs. However, bad weather conditions, including rain, hampered search efforts. On June 20th, the search continued in Allegheny County in western New York based on a sighting in the town of Friendship, New York. On June 22nd, the search shifted back to an area near the prison after a cabin near Owl's Head in Franklin County appeared to have broken into. DNA from the inmates was found in the cabin, and investigators concluded that they had been there within the previous 24 hours. In the days after the escape, some prisoners reported having been beaten by guards in an attempt to obtain information as to the whereabouts and plans of the escaped inmates. That's not good.
Not cool.
No. Manhunt investigation were said to have cost about $23 million.
That's wild.
The worth of those paintings, Jim, is going up.
For sure, man. I'm going to start printing up t-shirts. Free Matt, free Sweat, man.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Free my guys. Free my guys, man. Let them run.
Well, I don't know if they've been freed perhaps from existing on this earthly plane. Let's learn about the death of Matt and, well, the capture of Sweat.
Yeah, one is dead.
All right, well, let's learn about the death of Matt and the capture of Sweat. So Matt was spotted in Franklin County, New York on June 26th, one day after his birthday, maybe? I just find this fascinating. It's related to the day after his birthday. They're both out long enough. They get one more spin around the sun, as it were.
Sure.
Yeah. It's the little things in life, Jim.
Sure.
So day after his birthday, he shot at the driver of a passing recreational vehicle with a 20-gauge shotgun taken from a hunting camp. That's a bad idea. That's not a good way to celebrate. The ensuing confrontation, he was shot and killed by 3 gunshot wounds to the head by a U.S. Border Patrol supervisory agent and former Army Ranger Chris Voss in the wilderness of Owl's Head, south of Malone, New York, 50 miles west of Clinton Correctional Facility. Sweat's location was unknown at the time of Matt's death. On June 28th, New York State Trooper Sergeant Jay Cook passed Sweat as he walked along the road. As Cook circled back to question him, Sweat began running across a hayfield towards a tree line. Cook, a firearms instructor, gave chase, and when it became evident that Sweat might escape, he fired 2 rounds from his .45 caliber Glock 37 pistol, hitting Sweat twice in his right shoulder and left arm near Constable, New York, roughly 16 miles north of where Matt had been killed, just 1.5 miles from the Canada-U.S. border.
Oh, you were so close. You're so close.
That can't be easy to wing someone in the shoulder with like a fucking pistol. That's
yeah.
Jeez. Let's see. He was transported to Alice Hyde Medical Center in Malone. He was later transferred in critical condition to Albany Medical Center. His condition was later upgraded to fair by July 1st. Sweat was moved on July 5th to a special housing unit in the maximum security 5 Points Correctional Facility in Romulus, New York. Yeah, put him in a different facility. It's probably a good call.
Sure. Clinton wasn't doing it. Not doing it.
All right. So the investigation on June 15th, 2015. Disgraced Governor Andrew Cuomo directed Inspector General Catherine Leahy Scott, to conduct a thorough investigation to determine all factors potentially involved in the escape of inmates Richard Matt and David Sweat from Clinton Correctional Facility. At the governor's instruction, the Inspector General was to secure the services of a respected outside expert in corrections and law enforcement to address issues such as prison design, operations, and security, to identify how these inmates were able to escape and recommend any potential reforms and best practices to prevent future incidents.
Yeah, maybe don't hire like COs that are crooked. I know that's impossible because all COs are pretty corrupt. But
it attracts a certain type, as we've learned from many stories such as this. I think the first question on the questionnaire is, do you like art, and how much, if yes?
Are you a fan of art? If so, this ain't gonna work. Yeah. This ain't gonna do it.
Indeed.
Nah.
Let's see. On the morning of June 16th, Mitchell confessed to her involvement with the prisoners still eluding capture. The Associated Press reported Mitchell had confirmed providing Matt and Sweat with hacksaw blades, chisels, and other tools. According to Clinton County District Attorney Andrew Wiley, who oversaw the prosecution of Mitchell, she had agreed to be the getaway driver, but backed out because she still loved her husband and felt guilty for participating. It's a good time for your conscience to kick in, if not at the last minute. The report also noted that the manholes used by the 2 inmates had since been welded shut. Miss Mitchell was Plan A, and there was no Plan B, which is why authorities have now been concentrating their search to a perimeter around the maximum security prison. According to the Associated Press, Mitchell waived a preliminary hearing allowing the case to immediately proceed in county court. It sounds like it probably worked out in their best interest that she didn't pick him up, because that would have, I'm sure they would have gotten picked up at the border or something. Like, they got a solid month out and about. They got to celebrate both of their birthdays in like a wheat field. Like, well, it sounds nice. On June
That's nice.
On June 17th, it was revealed that Mitchell, who had been suspended without pay from a $57,000 a year position she held, had discussed having her husband Lyle killed in a potential murder for hire deal with Matt, to whom she had been close, and Sweat. According to Joyce Mitchell's confessions, Matt referred to her husband Lyle as the glitch and planned to kill him after the escape. Matt reportedly gave Mitchell 2 pills to give Lyle to incapacitate him to facilitate the murder. Reportedly, she later decided not to go through with Matt's plan and threw away the 2 pills out of sentiment for her husband. Oh, that's nice. Yes. Authorities did not believe Mitchell's husband knew or participated in the breakout. Yeah, because it would have ended in his death.
Right. And also, why would he want to help these people escape prison? You don't know these motherfuckers.
Don't know. According to the Press Republican, he visited his wife on June 16th and then the New York State Police barracks in Malone, New York the next day to speak with authorities. The search then expanded to an area that was being searched beyond the 16 square miles beyond the prison. Some roadblocks were lifted and the force was reduced from over 800 to about 600. Police received several tips during the last few days of the manhunt. They also deduced that Matt had fallen ill due to consuming spoiled food or dirty water based on soiled undergarments discovered at one of the cabins the duo had broken into. Ooh.
Oh, he shitted himself.
Yeah, that's no good.
Shitted in his pants.
That's no good. Further investigation led to the police finding Matt. Interrogations with Sweat after his capture revealed he and Matt practiced their escape once in the prison and were nearly found on 2 occasions during the manhunt. During the first instance, he and Matt were hiding in a cabin when 3 people arrived to check on it, debated whether they should stay or leave, and then left. On the second instance, Sweat was hiding in a hunting tree stand that was passed by a police officer. Sweat also claimed he and Matt... Yeah, that's nerve-wracking. Sweat also claimed he and Matt separated on June 23rd after Matt became unfocused and was slowing him down. Well, he was... Matt had already...
He's older.
Matt already had his birthday, Sweat was... wait, no, who had their birthday for... Now I'm getting confused. Well, at any rate, an autopsy of Matt was released on August 6th, which verified his cause of death as skull fractures and brain damage from being shot. Also revealed he had a blood alcohol level of 0.18. He
was going up
pretty high, right? That's pretty high.
He was. That's almost a little over twice the legal limit, I feel like.
That's pretty drunk. Let's learn about the aftermath, Jim, shall we?
So yeah, let's talk about it, man. What a story, huh? Yeah. What a gripping tale of, just freedom, of excitement, and there was a fallout here, folks. Sweat pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of first-degree escape, an additional count of promoting prison contraband, and another count of being awesome. Found guilty of that.
Oh, boy.
Guilty as charged for being a rad dude. He was sentenced to 3.5 to 7 years to be served consecutively with his previous life sentence. So life and 7 years. He was ordered to pay $79,841 in restitution. Good luck. Yeah. Prison labor. He's going to have to live till he's like 7 billion years old.
That's a lot of
March
license
2022. Plates. That's a lot of license plates. In March 2022, Sweat, known for a history of hunger strikes in prison, was authorized by a judge to be force-fed, who additionally ordered Sweat to comply with a force feeding as well as cooperate with hydration and necessary medical treatment. Wow, imagine being force-fed by the judge. That's insane.
Yeah.
Anyway, the state was also granted permission by the judge to use physical restraint, medication, and chemical sedation if necessary. Joyce Mitchell, defended by a Clinton County public defender, we know where that's going, pleaded guilty to promoting prison contraband and criminal facilitation. She was sentenced to 2 1/3 to 7 years in prison, fined a little over $6,000, and ordered to pay $79,000 in restitution. Mitchell was granted parole and released from prison in February 2020, just in time for COVID. Man, she's doing it up. Gene Palmer pleaded guilty to promoting prison contraband, a felony, and was sentenced to 6 months in jail and fined $5,375. He served 4 months and was released for good behavior. Smart Gene. Get back on track, buddy.
There you go.
The Inspector General's report was released in June 2016 and found that long-standing systemic failures in management and oversight by the DOCCS, Department of Corrections, something, enabled 2 convicted murderers to meticulously orchestrate their escape from a maximum security facility almost in plain sight. The report noted that the failures of 20 individual correctional employees, both civilian and uniformed, other than Palmer and Mitchell, no criminal charges were brought against any prison employee. They should, for savagely beating the prisoners to find out information they didn't have. 1 was demoted, 2 were suspended pending arbitration, 9 returned to work after lesser penalties were applied, and the remainder retired or resigned before being punished. Smart.
Yeah, take that early retirement.
Yeah, you want to get up out of here. The report was highly critical of a lack of cooperation and misleading and lying testimony by prison employees, reinforcing that prison officers are pretty corrupt. Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm.
This majestic journey that Matt and Sweat went on, just a real Iliad of upstate New York, if you want to look at it like that, has been popularized in modern culture. Okay. On February 10th, 2016, Law & Order Special Victims Unit, one of my former employers, aired an episode called Nationwide Manhunt that reflected and referenced the events that transpired with the Clinton facility escape. The escape was the subject of a television movie in 2017, New York Prison Break, The Seduction of Joyce Mitchell. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Penelope Ann Miller starred as Joyce Mitchell, with Matt played by Mike Watford and Joe Anderson as Sweat. I hope Joe Anderson visited Binghamton just to do the work of seeing what it was like to grow up in Binghamton and be fucked up and then murder. Just a thought. Maybe if they do the reboot, they'll do that. It was directed and written by Stephen Tolkien and aired on the Lifetime Network. In 2018, the story of the escape was adapted into a 7-part television miniseries on Showtime. Escape from Dannemora, created and written by Brett Johnson and Michael Tolkien, directed by Ben Stiller, there you go, and starring Benicio del Toro as Matt, Paul Dano as Sweat, Patricia Arquette as Mitchell. Mitchell criticized the miniseries, which included several prison sex scenes, for containing lies and denied having sexual relations with the 2 inmates. I don't believe that for a minute.
It's quite the cast. Also, the first one was written by Stephen Tolkien. The 2017 Lifetime Network version. And then the Showtime one was written by Michael Tolkien? Is that 2 brothers just like, hey, you want to... Yeah. Let me just... I'm a little late on my homework. Can you show me that Lifetime script, buddy? I wonder.
I love it. I love it for him.
Yeah.
On December 15th, 2018, the Oxygen Network premiered a special entitled Dannemora Prison Break, which features Bryce Dallas Howard as the narrator. And finally, in 2021, The Escape was featured in an episode of Great Escapes with Morgan Freeman on the History Channel.
Wow.
And folks, that is our recap of the majestic journey, the Clinton Correctional Prison Break.
How about it?
Incredible, a tour de force.
They were out longer than I remembered. It was like a solid, almost a month, man. It was.
Yeah, let him live, man. Let him be free, man. Listen, and now you got 2 more empty beds to put other people in prison.
Oh, sure. There you go. It's a good policy.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah. And look, plenty of rooms in a jail. Let's come on now.
Sure.
Just saying.
Well, I'm just saying that our Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's should subscribe, rate, and review our show. Guys, share an episode with a friend. I'm putting a really long dramatic pause here for no reason. Just guys, just help us out. Throw us a couple stars. It really helps us out. Jim, speaking of helping us out, what are some things that our listeners could check out that would also help us out?
All right, so check this out, right? Here it is. You're doing life in the can, right? Mm-hmm. This is a hard one. This is a hard one, but you know what? You made some real life altering decisions.
Sure.
And you are stuck behind the wall. A lot of people have forgotten about you because, their life went on and now there you are. Well, you need some levity. You need some laughs, right? You're doing the stretch, man.
You've already mastered chess. You've learned Latin. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. You have joined several gangs. You've joined several prison gangs, right? Well, what better way to pass the time than listening to my album, Upstate Understandings, Prison Edition, available at jimsearch.bandcamp.com. Go get it. It's also available on all digital streaming platforms, also on SiriusXM on the Pure Comedy channel. So a lot of different places you can get a hold of it and go run it up, man. It's a great album, produced by the God, Rob Adler.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah. I'm here to say it. I'm not afraid of it either. And it's a real enjoyable experience. And also jimsearchcomedy.com is another good place to see like show dates and shit like that. And yeah, there's a few CD copies left. Sold out of the vinyl. You can't get any more of those. Gone. Totally gone. They are gone forever.
You know what? You can buy my copy for $500. Give you a great deal on it.
Yeah, listen, you're not the first person. And once I posted that they were sold out, it was just like, man, I'm about to throw mine up on eBay.
There you go.
And get some money out of it. I might throw my copy up on eBay and see what I can get for it.
There you go.
Fuck it, man. So yes, that is what I've got. Rob, they've used all the commissary, right? They spent their commissary on my album, but damn it, they still got some money coming in because they're running some cigarette hustles in prison. They're juggling a couple, and they got some more money. What can they do with it?
Sure.
That's my question.
Well, let's just say you've been on the lam for like almost a week. It's you and your buddy. You're just having a great time hanging out under the stars. But you just learned that tomorrow is your friend's birthday, and you got nothing for him. It's, what are you going to do? Pick a dandelion? There's nothing out there, right? So you're going to head to the nearest unoccupied cabin, log onto the computer, go to Bandcamp, brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com, download my album. Use a prepaid Visa card. It's untraceable. No one's gonna, there's it's a digital download. You can listen to it. No one's gonna hunt you down because you purchased the album. Totally untraceable. I can't guarantee that, but I'm pretty sure it's untraceable. So go grab my album. It's great if you're running across across upstate New York's vast fields, forests, crossing lakes, whatever. It's also just great if you're not committing crimes or on the run. Just great little album to have on throughout the day. So go check that out. We also have a great documentary that's a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Jim's album. There's a link for that to watch it. It's totally free, all up on YouTube. A link for that and everything else in the description. Jim, what?
Yes.
What hint do we have for next week's topic, for next week's episode?
Man, all I can say is that it's going to be we're taking it over. We're taking over next week.
There we go. Well, you ready for a little closing up pun, Jim?
Yeah, let's go. Let's get it.
Well, we really talked a lot about these two guys who broke out of the lock up. So let's close it out, Jim, and see you next week.
Free the guys.
There you go.
Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.